Hello friends. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. About 70% of you who watch these videos aren't subscribed yet. If you enjoy these spine-chilling tales, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like and comment. Your support helps these stories reach more people. Tonight, I'm taking you deep into the wilderness, two places where the trees grow so thick that sunlight barely touches the ground, where the silence presses against your eardrums like water, and where something ancient and hungry waits in the shadows. It was late September 2019 when David Morrison decided he needed to escape. His life had turned into a blur of deadlines, traffic jams, and sleepless nights in a small city apartment. At 32, he felt like he was drowning in concrete and noise. So when his friend Jake mentioned an unmapped trail in the Cascade Mountains, a place so remote that even park rangers rarely ventured there, David knew he had to go. Just him, his backpack, and the endless wilderness. The drive took 6 long hours. With each passing mile, the city disappeared like a bad dream. Skyscrapers turned into pine forests. The hum of traffic faded into birdsong and the wind that whispered through ancient trees. David parked his truck at the trailhead just before noon. The old wooden marker was half covered in moss, the letters barely visible. Blackstone Trail to 8 miles. He frowned. His GPS showed nothing. No road, no path, just a green patch of forest stretching endlessly. But David wasn't new to this. He'd hiked dozens of trails, even survived 3 days lost in Wyoming as a teenager. He trusted his instincts. He slung his backpack over his shoulders, tightened the straps, and stepped into the forest. For the first few hours, everything seemed normal. The trail was rough, but followable. Shafts of golden light broke through the tall canopy, scattering over the path like broken glass. The air was fresh, carrying the scent of damp pine needles, earth, and something else, something old. Then the world went still. The birds stopped singing. The insects fell silent. Even the wind seemed to die. The silence wasn't peaceful. It felt heavy, wrong, like the whole forest was holding its breath. David stopped walking. His heartbeat filled his ears. The sound of his own breathing suddenly felt too loud. He glanced around. The trees were tall and ancient, their trunks thick and dark. The deeper he looked, the less he could see. The shadows between the trees seemed to shift, as if something was watching him from within. He shook his head. "Get it together," he muttered. He'd been hiking for hours. His mind was probably playing tricks. But then, he saw it. Just off the trail, half buried in moss and ferns, was an old car. A 1970s sedan, rusted, windows shattered, nature slowly swallowing it whole. David froze. There was no road, no sign that a vehicle had ever been here. The car was wedged between thick trees, impossible to reach by driving. He approached slowly. The driver's door hung open. Inside, the seats were torn, covered in leaves and dirt. On the dashboard, scratched deep into the cracked plastic, were words, shaky, desperate letters carved by trembling hands. Asterisk, asterisk, don't follow the echo. Asterisk, asterisk, David's stomach tightened. A chill ran through his entire body. He stepped back, staring at the message. Who wrote it? Why? He felt the forest closing in, the trees towering higher, the air growing colder. For a moment, he thought he heard something faint, a whisper, soft and distant, carried through the trees. David. He spun around. No one. His breath quickened. Jake, he called out, though he knew Jake was miles away in the city. His voice echoed strangely long, drawn out, and then faded too fast. Like the forest was swallowing the sound, he tightened his grip on his knife and forced himself to laugh. Echoes, he whispered. Just echoes. But deep down, he knew what he heard wasn't an echo. It was a voice. Hours passed. The trail grew narrower, almost vanishing beneath the thick carpet of leaves. The sun was setting, and the light turned the forest gold, then blood red. David decided to stop and set up camp. He cleared a small area near a fallen tree, pitched his tent, and lit a small fire. The flames flickered weakly, casting twisted shadows that danced across the trees. The night air was icy. David pulled his jacket tighter and sat close to the fire, listening. Still silence, no crickets, no owls, just the soft crackle of burning wood and his own breathing. He took out his journal and wrote, Asterisk, September 24th. Found an old car in the woods. Strange carvings. Trail feels wrong. No wildlife. We'll turn back in the morning. Asterisk, he closed the book and leaned back. His eyelids grew heavy. The fire dimmed. Somewhere in the distance, a faint sound broke the silence. A whisper again. David. He sat up instantly. The voice was closer this time. Who's there? No answer. He grabbed his flashlight and shined it into the trees. The beam cut through fog that hadn't been there before. Thick, swirling fog that moved like breath. The trees seemed to lean closer, their shadows stretching unnaturally long. Then he saw movement, a figure standing between two trees. Motionless, tall, pale, its face hidden behind the mist. David's pulse exploded. Hey, he shouted, but the figure didn't move. He took a hesitant step forward. The beam of his flashlight flickered, then died. Darkness swallowed him. He scrambled back to the fire, shaking, fumbling for his lighter. When he finally relit it, the figure was gone, but the whisper wasn't. It was all around him now, echoing from tree to tree, growing louder, closer, overlapping voices calling his name in different tones. David, David, come closer. His blood ran cold. He covered his ears, shouting, stop. And suddenly silence again. Morning came pale and gray. David barely slept. He packed up quickly and decided to head back. But when he reached the trail, his stomach dropped. It was gone. The dirt path he'd followed yesterday was now covered completely. No footprints, no sign of passage, nothing but endless forest. He spun around. Every direction looked the same. Panic set in. He tried using his compass. The needle spun wildly, refusing to settle. His GPS blinked an error message. No. He tried to stay calm. He'd survived worse before. He marked a tree with his knife and started walking in one direction, determined to find his way back. After what felt like an hour, he stopped to rest. He turned around and froze the same tree, the same mark. He was walking in circles. The air grew colder again. Fog crawled along the forest floor. David could hear faint whispers rising in the distance. Dozens of voices now, murmuring in rhythm, like a chant. David, follow the echo. He clutched his head. No, leave me alone. Then something heavy moved behind him. A crunch of leaves. A deep breath. He turned, flashlight trembling in his hand. Nothing. He took a step back, and his foot hit something hard. He looked down. A camera, covered in dirt, half bare. He picked it up and brushed it off. The strap had the initials JP carved into the leather. Jake Peterson, his friend, the one who told him about the trail. David's knees weakened. He turned the camera on. The screen flickered to life. The battery was low, but there was one video file. He pressed play. Static. Then Jake's face appeared pale, terrified, whispering fast. Don't go, David. Please don't follow the echo. It's not just a sound. It's alive. The video cut to black. David dropped the camera, his hands shaking. He stumbled back and looked around wildly. The fog was thicker now. He could barely see 5 feet ahead. Then the whisper returned, louder than before, now twisting into laughter. David, you heard him. Now come. He ran. Branches tore at his face. Roots caught his boots. He didn't care. He just ran, deeper and deeper into the forest, desperate to find any sign of escape. The The laughter grew louder, high-pitched, echoing from everywhere at once. His lungs burned, his heart pounded, and then the ground disappeared beneath him. He fell down a steep slope, rolling through mud and leaves until he hit something solid. Pain shot through his leg. He looked up and froze. He was in a clearing. In the center stood a wooden cabin, old, rotted, leaning to one side. Smoke curled faintly from the chimney. David limped forward, every instinct screaming to turn back, but his mind was too far gone. He had to find answers. The door creaked as he pushed it open. Inside was darkness. The air smelled of decay and ash. His flashlight flickered across the walls, covered in carvings. Hundreds of messages scratched deep into the wood. Don't follow the echo. Here's why you will none then. One more, written fresh, the letters wet with something dark. Welcome back. Diavita's breath caught in his throat. He stumbled backward, knocking over a chair. A sound came from the corner, a wet, dragging noise. He turned his light and saw a figure crawling out of the shadows. Its skin was pale gray, stretched thin like paper. Its mouth opened wide, wider than humanly possible. And from within came a sound, not a scream, not a growl, but the same echoing whisper. David. He tried to run, but the door slammed shut on its own. The windows went black. The whispers rose again, hundreds of them, overlapping, laughing, crying, calling his name. He dropped to the floor, clutching his head, screaming, "Stop, please stop." The last thing he saw was the creature moving toward him, its eyes hollow, its mouth splitting open as the darkness swallowed everything. Days later, rangers found his truck still parked at the trailhead. Inside, they discovered David's phone, camera, and a journal.